as always, Ted, kick us off. Who do you have as your winner of the week?
I thought about going with Formula One, Gabe, because the end of that race this weekend was amazing.
You watched?
Also I watched the entire thing.
Look at you.
Wreck all the way to the finish. Exciting stuff. It was awesome. Some really good racing down the stretch there. It was good. I think
Are you a Carlos Sainz guy now? Huh? First win, man. That's good stuff.
I'm not. It's hard not to be a Lewis Hamilton guy.
Whoa, wait. What?
I know.
I did. First of all, love Lewis Hamilton. Big fan. Love him. And that was a hell of a drive, by the way.
It was
But
great.
I did not see you being a Lewis Hamilton guy.
I know. I didn't either until the end of that race, whenever he was reeling everyone in, and it was great. It was fun. It goes quick. The race doesn't drag on forever. I loved it.
You're totally in now. Let's
I'm
go.
I'm in.
Buckle up, people. More F1 talk coming your way.
But I had to go with Baker, baby. It's done. He's out of Cleveland. Amazing. Cleveland's going to pick up a little over $10 million. Carolina's going to pick up 5, and Baker's going to eat 3, which I think sucks for him, but that's an awesome move to get things rolling on a new team, right? To give up some salary just to be on to show the fans and the team that you want to be there, that you're dumping $3 million of guaranteed money. I think that's a good move for him. It's easy for me to say, it's not my $3 million, but I'm glad that he's out of Cleveland. Get out of that, you know what, show. Get to a place with a better front office, start playing some football, go out there, win some teammates over. I love it for Baker.
I'm very excited for him. And it's also a great deal for Carolina.
Awesome deal.
I mean, when you think about it, you don't want to throw Matt Corral out there as a rookie. Sam Darnold, I mean, he is what he is at this point in his career. He's been very inconsistent. And now you let Baker and Darnold battle it out. It's that simple, right? And if Baker wins it, maybe you're able to flip Darnold to someone that needs a backup.
Yep.
If someone goes down, someone gets hurt, right? And they're willing to absorb that salary.
You're getting him for less than what you pay for a established backup.
Absolutely. So I think it's a big win for Carolina. It makes me wonder what the hell Seattle was doing. If you could get Baker for that, what were the Seahawks doing? Good luck with Drew Lock, man. Good luck.
I don't know. Baker may not have been willing to eat the $3 million out at Seattle. You just don't know. And there is a pick that goes with it too, a pick of 24, which,
I mean, what's it? A conditional 5th? Is that
something
right?
Something like that. It's
can
not
turn
much.
Into a 4th.
You're right. Yeah, I think it's a home run for Carolina, and I think it could end up being a home run for Baker Mayfield too. That division is way more winnable right now than the AFC North is. AFC North is brutal as hell right now. And the NFC South it's winnable with Atlanta and New Orleans where they are. And even Tampa Bay is like in a different position than they were a couple of years ago. I think it's a good opportunity. If and only if, it's a massive if, you keep Christian McCaffrey healthy.
Uh-oh. Here comes the McCaffrey rant. Tell us about your fantasy football team, Ted.
Well,
we all care so much.
I'm just saying, if Baker Mayfield can play an entire season with his shoulder hanging off his body, I think Christian McCaffrey can play a season on a not even injured ankle that he's jogging around on the sideline on. That's just me, though.
And remember, Darnold's on pretty much the exact same. I think his cap hit's like the exact same as Baker's was.
18.8, right?
Yeah. So you look at that, and they're not even paying Baker $5. So they're paying under $24 million for those two guys.
They're paying half for those two guys of what Cleveland is paying for Deshaun Watson alone, who may not even play this season, and they had to eat the $10 million for Baker. So they're probably going to be paying like, I don't know, $60 million for Jacoby Brissett this season to start a quarterback.
Did you see Robbie Anderson walk that Instagram comment back from a while back?
No.
Yeah, it was someone had posted something about the Panthers possibly trading for Baker. I think it's like back in April.
Oh, yeah.
And Robbie Anderson was like, no.
Right. And then he said he was just looking out for Darnold. No, I did. That's funny.
And the reality is it's very much going to be an open competition. Baker, and he's at a disadvantage, right? Darnold's got a head start with the playbook. So he's going to have to earn that job. And I'll say this, the Carolina Panthers just got a whole bunch of fans in the state of Oklahoma. There's going to be a bunch of jerseys getting ordered.
Yep. And I'll tell you this, man, and you know this, just the personality of Baker, and he's played it really straight here recently, but you know how he is in the locker room, and he's going to win that team over quick. They're going to love him, and that cannot be easy to deal with and contend with whenever you are in a quarterback battle with the guy.
Yeah. And if you're Carolina, it's a good situation as well, because Corral kind of did some Baker-ish type stuff.
Yeah.
When it comes to throwing his body around, like, being that emotional leader, that type of guy. So, I mean, having Baker there to teach him a little bit, especially if he's kind of similar to him personality wise, I don't think that's a bad thing for that organization either.
Agree. Totally agree.
Yeah. So
yeah, I love it.
Yeah. Seems like there's a lot of winners in that trade. All right. Who do you have as your loser of the week?
All right. I know you're going to disagree with me on this one.
Oh boy.
But it's the New Orleans Pelicans. Zion signs his deal, $231 million extension. And I think it's a bad sign whenever the guy that's signing the $231 million extension wants to, quote, prove I'm a winner. That's typically the money you pay to someone that has already proven that they are a winner. I don't see it going well. He's been injured. He's been overweight. And maybe this is just old school, but I feel like whenever you give a off-injured, overweight player guaranteed $231 million, the incentive to not be injured and not be overweight flies right out the window.
Does it make you feel any better that it's only $193 million if he doesn't make an all-NBA team and hit that escalator?
Yeah, it makes me feel better. I thought that was his opt-in, but not that much better. Not that much better.
No, we've talked a lot about this. I don't think New Orleans had any other choice, really. And maybe the same pattern of behavior or performance continues, and maybe they deal him at some point. But when he's been on the court, he's been one of the most dominant players in the league. He just has. He's been fantastic to watch. The problem is he hadn't been on the court. And you're right. Like with the way that he looks physically, you get the sense that how much is this really guy is he really invested in being great? Right? He's got all this ability, but how much does he care? That's the alarming part for me, but I really don't know what else New Orleans could do.
Yeah.
I
Well, that's part of why I say they're losers, is because they've been forced into what is, in my opinion, a horrendous contract that they really don't have any other option. They just have to pray that Zion decides to, show up, put in a ton of effort, ton of work, keep his body right, and quote, prove he's a winner. He's played in 85 games so far as a pro and has probably made well over $1 million per game.
That's one way of doing it, man.
Can't complain about that.
I will say, if he's healthy, New Orleans is going to be a really, really fun team. I mean, really fun team that people are going to have to watch out for. But at this point, that's a big if. But yeah, I saw that and I went, "Oh, that's a lot of money for a guy that hasn't played many games."
Woo. Yeah. Hey, congratulations to him, though. The dude is, probably going to be knocking on what, $300 million plus dollars. And hopefully he starts playing and plays well, because you're right. He's an incredible athlete. There's no one else really, is there even a comp for him?
No. I mean,
yeah, Aaron Donald,
Shaq.
He's like Shaq.
Shaq-ish.
It's
at times, dude, there's not a comp for him. I mean, there's just not.
It's like if Charles Barkley, because I think they're similar size now, he's bulkier, but if Charles Barkley could jump like Dominique Wilkins, that's the comp.
Yeah, he's so fun to watch when he's healthy. Please just trim down and take care of yourself, Zion. Listen to CJ McCollum. Take care of your body. Drink some wine. That's what all the cool kids in the NBA do. They're all just hammering red wine. Maybe you need to get on that trade. All right, let's finish up with my winner and loser. But first,
First Fidelity Bank is a full-service financial institution based in Oklahoma with tailored solutions for all your personal and business needs. Checking accounts, saving accounts, home loans, and much more. They do it all, whether it's online banking from your computer or mobile banking from your phone. Everything is stress-free with FFB. Making mobile deposits, paying bills online, and moving money to different accounts could not be easier. First Fidelity Bank provides free ATMs worldwide, making banking convenient wherever you are. They also give back to the community. FFB donates a total of more than $500,000 to local charities and educational foundations. Make your life easier and go bank with First Fidelity Bank. Visit ffb.com for more information.
And if you're a whiskey or bourbon drinker, stop what you're doing. Head to your favorite liquor store and buy some Balcones products. You got to grab some of Balcones Lineage Single Malt Whiskey. It was just voted one of the top 20 whiskeys in the world by Whiskey Advocate, and you'll be shocked by how affordable it is. Also, you got to snag some of Balcones Baby Blue Corn Whiskey.
It's made from blue corn. That's the fancy corn.
And that is why it has won more than 25 awards. Last but certainly not least, you got to buy some of Balcones Pot Still Bourbon. Its big flavors make it the perfect bourbon to drink year round. Remember, in 2012, Balcones Single Malt won the Best in Glass competition, beating brands like Johnny Walker and Macallan, and became the first American distillery to win that competition. This stuff is the real deal, people. If you love great whiskey and great bourbon at a great price, then Balcones products are the only way to go. The whiskey may be made in Texas, but the owners, they're from Oklahoma. To find a liquor store that has it, visit balconesdistilling.com. All right, for my winner of the week, I thought about going with the New Orleans Pelicans. I'm just kidding. I saw that Zion deal and I was like, oh, I don't know. That's a big number. But there's only one thing we need to talk about when it comes to the winner of the week, and that's Chet Holmgren, baby. The rest of the NBA was placed on notice because Chet freaking Holmgren has arrived. I'm a Chet guy now, Ted. I told you once they drafted him, I'm all in on the Chet. Here we are. And first of all these people telling me that I shouldn't overreact because it's summer league. Listen, man, shut up. Just let me live. Let me overreact. It's what I want to do. It's July. And watching that lanky man float around the court as if he was being carried on clouds, Ted, was tremendous. Put a smile on my face.
As soon as I saw the stat line, all I could do is laugh and cry at the same time, because all I did was say that, hey, I like him. I hope they pick him, but he's not going to be a rim defender in the NBA.
What he had that first game, he had 6 blocks. Only 6. If you're wondering, Ted, he is, first of all, that's Summer League record, of course. He is the only player ever in Summer League to record at least 5 blocks and hit 4 threes in a game. And that's what he did in his first game, where he dropped 23-7, had 6 blocks, and had 4 assists. But I will say this, in his second game, right now, Kenny Lofton Jr., that guy weighs like 300 pounds. He pushed him around a little bit. You know, he did for Memphis, but and by the way, someone get that guy helmet and shoulder pads. He's playing the wrong sport.
No doubt.
But I still thought in his second game, and Chet looked tired. There's no doubt about it. But his off night was 11 and 12, couple blocks, and he was a plus 20. And I know it's summer league, but the stat lines aren't the impressive things for me. The most impressive stuff is the fact that very little of it feels forced. It all feels like it's happening within the flow of the game, within the flow of the offense. He seems to already have some solid chemistry with Josh Giddey, which I do think matters, right? When you got 2 guys that young coming up in the NBA together. I won't lie, man. In that first game, I squealed when he hit that Dirk fadeaway from the free throw line. That's exactly what I was like. Oh my God. I don't even know the noise. I was just, it made me so happy. I hadn't felt that way watching the Thunder in a while. And it makes you excited as a Thunder fan for the future. And, you know, I'm not entirely sure why Josh Giddey's playing in Summer League. He's entirely too good. Like, you just casually drops a triple double in that second game. And it didn't even really look like he's playing that hard, which is the best part about it. But I love that
He probably wants to develop that chemistry, though, like you said.
Yeah. And like the fact that Chet forced Giddey to do the post-game interview with him, like stuff like that. I don't know. He's become very likable very quickly. And it has a lot to do with, you can see the skill on the floor and you're like, oh, wow, 7-foot guys. There's not a lot of them on the planet that can do that. But also,
are he and Giddey the same age?
I would think so.
I think
about
so.
20, right?
Yeah.
Both of them.
It's crazy. So
I mean, he's now the betting favorite at a lot of sports books to win Rookie of the Year because of how good he looked in that first game. And I know that's ridiculous, but he was the second pick of the draft. I can't imagine how Orlando Magic fans felt watching that. Oh, especially
brutal.
That had to be brutal.
Brutal. It's exciting though, man, to have a couple of young players like they are that, it's interesting, fit the new style, but also have like some exceptional size and just different facets of their game. It's fun, man. Good stuff.
And Chet was so good that it distracted, or maybe it didn't distract everyone, but Jalen Williams, the guy that got picked at 12, I mean, his 2 performances, he was fantastic. And he looks like a guy that's going to be if he doesn't start, he's going to be a significant rotation player for this team right away. Like, he looks polished and strong, can defend. I know some of the quickness stuff on the defensive end was a bit of a question mark for him, but the guy can score in a variety of ways. I mean, shooting the three well. I know it's only 2 summer league games, but I mean, he had 17 in the first game and 16 in the second game. He was 3 for 3 from 3. I mean, he's looked great too.
Yeah. Hey,
We're
trust
back.
the process. Is that what
We're
you're saying?
back.
Hey, it is a dilemma though, right? You're back, but how back do you want to be?
It's a good question. I'm all for winning more games this year. You have the draft picks to move up. You only have so many, right? You lock Dort in with that new contract. You only have so many roster spots. So at some point, you got to start winning games.
Yep.
And I
need to get that place rocking again, get into the playoffs.
That's my thing is it. If my excitement level is any indication of how excited Thunder fans are going to be for this season, you don't want to waste that by losing a ton of games. You know what I mean?
I agree.
Not a third year in a row. Please. All right. For my loser of the week, I thought about going with Aaron Rodgers because, I mean, what is this tattoo, Ted? What do we got going on here? We've got now nothing bad happened to him. He's still awesome at football, but we've got lions, constellations, a very Illuminati-ish eye thing going. There's just a lot going on this first tat, and I'm not a tattoo guy. I don't have a single one. I've never really felt compelled to get anything tattooed on my body, but that is certainly not where I would start. But I feel like maybe it's the most Aaron Rodgers tattoo imaginable, because that's something, man.
Yeah, I don't know. That is fascinating, man. You think he did like a ayahuasca trip or something down to South America?
There was some ayahuasca or mushrooms, or there was something, some chemical was involved, or some natural elevating agent. I don't know what you call those things, but were there some hallucinating involved? Quite possibly. I don't know, but that's one hell of a tattoo.
Boy, it is. That is something.
The detail's very nice. Whoever he went to, very talented.
It looks good, but I don't know what it is. Interesting. He's an interesting man.
But my loser of the week, I'm going with the Washington Wizards. And you brought up the Zion contract. The Bradley Beal contract, 5 years, $251 million. And Bobby Marks reported that deal has a no trade clause. Bradley Beal is the only player in the NBA that has a true no trade clause in his contract. And he is the 10th player in NBA history to have one, joining the likes of LeBron James, Kevin Garnett, Carmelo Anthony, Dirk, Kobe, Dwayne Wade, Tim Duncan, and David Robinson.
Oh boy, there's a bunch of championship winners there.
There's a bunch of people that have a lot of rings on that list, and Bradley Beal has not even come close. And listen, I think Bradley Beal is a really solid player, but I don't know how much of a winning player is. He's certainly, you're never winning a championship if he's the best player on your team. I mean, he's not that type of guy, especially on the defensive end. But I'm not sure there's a less exciting max player in the NBA than Bradley Beal. And you're giving him $251 million. And I get that he's been loyal, right? I get that he's gone through some tough seasons and hasn't been one of those guys that, even though he's been, involved in a lot of trade rumors, he's never been a guy saying, hey, trade me or anything like. He's been from all indications a good teammate there in Washington. But now to trade him, you have to get his blessing.
He's
and if
29.
You're Washington, yeah. Listen, man, I don't know. I saw this and I just started laughing. I was like, well, I mean, Zion's one thing, but Bradley Beal, my goodness, what is Washington doing?
I don't know, man.
Maybe the argument is, what else were they supposed to do? I
guess. I don't know. I'm gonna hit the old floor of the salary cap. Like, I'm gonna pay as little as I can. I'm not just gonna pay a guy $50 million a year because.
You're talking about, he is now up there with guys like Jokic, Giannis, Steph Curry. I mean, Durant. You're talking about guys that have won titles and MVPs.
Yeah.
He is not that. I mean, he's just not. He's a really, really, really good basketball player that's made a ton of money. Like, I'm not trying to say that he's trash. He's not, but he's getting paid like a guy that has won titles and MVPs and made deep playoff runs even. And it just hasn't even been close to that. I don't know.
What he was a 23 points, 6 assists, 4 rebounds a game guy.
Yeah, his scoring, he averaged, I think the 2 years before that, he averaged like 30 something. So like, he can score. There's no doubt.
Back whenever he was 26 and 27.
Yeah. So I don't know, man, but I saw that deal and I was floored. And I cannot imagine how Washington Wizards fans feel about it. Maybe they're happy, but $251 million for Bradley Beal, no trade clause.
I mean, he's a career 22 points a game guy. Which, I mean, there's more to it than that. I get it, but that's psychotic. That's just stupid. I don't even know what the NBA is doing anymore.
Gosh, I wish we should have played basketball. We should at least given it a shot. It wouldn't have worked out well for us, but it's okay.
He makes more than the guy with the crazy tattoo, Aaron Rodgers, Mahomes. He'd be the highest paid player in the NFL, right?
Yeah.
And he's a 23, 6 and 4 guy in the NBA.
Listen,
and every single penny of it is guaranteed. Congratulations, man. Amazing.
We picked the wrong sport. Why couldn't I have been taller and more athletic? Damn it.